Zelete, thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. There's a battle happening in Ecowas, and people are asking, is that organization called Ecowas collapsing? The Guinea president Mamadou Doumbouya has aligned with Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso in rejecting Ecowas' proposed single currency. Mamadou Doumbouya has decided they do not want to be part of any colonial currency that has been proposed by Alassane Ouattara. To understand why this rejection is so significant, you have to break down what the eco currency was supposed to be versus what it became. For years, Ecowas championed the eco as an independent, unified regional currency meant to replace both local non-CFA currencies like the Guinea franc and then the French-backed CFA franc. The promise was regional integration, easier trade across West African borders, and monetary independence. But when the blueprint for the ECO was unveiled, critics across the continent saw a compromise that maintained external control. Rather than breaking ties with foreign financial backing, the proposed implementation allowed foreign powers, notably France, to retain guaranteed reserved agreements and fixed exchange pegs. For leaders like Doumbouya, along with the military administrations in Bamako, Ouagadougou, and in Niger, adopting a currency that failed to deliver absolute monetary independence was a non-starter. Guinea has maintained its own national currency, the Guinean franc, since breaking away from the CFA zone under Ahmed Toure in 1960. That history of monetary resistance runs deep in Conakry politics today. By rejecting the ECO, Doumbouya signaled that Guinea will not trade its monetary control for a regional compromise dictated by foreign central banks or regional political blocs.
And then Guinea intends to consolidate its independence on the ground, economic and monetary after political independence. While the debates about the future single currency of the CDAO, the ECO raise many questions. The country reaffirms its choice to preserve the Guinean franc while pursuing SES economic reforms. Questions have emerged, leaving sometimes believe that the Guinean franc will soon disappear, or to an entry of Guinea into the ecozone. Yet the economic reality of the country invites a more nuanced reading. Because the Guinean franc, in addition to being the national currency, represents a strong symbol of Guinea's economic sovereignty and a strategic lever, allowing the state to conduct SES economic policies, to support SES development priorities, and maintain its financial independence, family health. Guinea-Conakry rejects the CO and decides to keep his currency. Yes, they decided to continue to take the chips first, the Guinean francs, and they say that it is good for them. Listen carefully to this video where share it in all corners. In hair, it makes less a... And yes, he... And then Guinea intends to consolidate its independence in the economic field and monetary after political independence. While the debates about the future single currency of the CDAO, the ECO raise many questions. The country reaffirms its choice to preserve the Guinean franc while pursuing SES economic reforms. You heard. They say that men there, they want to keep their chips. To make CEDAW there it is, the Marmila. Because France sees that many are leaving in the CFA franc. So there they are looking for other countries that they will capture. Now for first the chips they will make there, to continue manipulating you guys. Open your eyes. The truth is before you in any case. All countries that are really welcome, there you will see that they are not going to put themselves in it. I'm not sure that only one English-speaking country will put itself in this collapsed currency. It is a Marmilo orchestrated by Drop. And his little menu is this. You will follow. Wake up, guys. The Guineans say that they will not go. No, here we dabba not them. What in Guinea, Frank? Guinean or nothing among them left that in all the corners. Leak to the next one. We wait again tomorrow for more information. When it's good, it's good. We have just learned some information. Guinean President Mamadou Doumbia has just disobeyed Ivorian President Alassane Ouattara. Guinea says they won't fit into their France. It is not who wants to modify to ECO. Their Guinea says they will not leave their currency, which is Guinean Franc, to enter a currency that will be controlled by France. No, that's great. Only I agree with the Guinean authorities. The air money there, ECO, this is not to sabotage Haina men. It is a decision that has just the president here is Alassane Ouattara with his master. They decided to change the name from France CFA to ECO. Otherwise, there is nothing that will be changed there. So it's the name there, only we also call out change. To the Guinean authorities, they must not make a mistake to leave in their virtual currency. To get into this, their echo, it's congratulations to the Guinean authorities, it is strong.
This rejection forms a powerful economic axis across West Africa. By standing alongside Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, Guinea joins a growing front of nations actively decoupling from traditional regional architecture. The Alliance of Sahel States has already signaled its intent to create independent financial mechanisms, sovereign investment structures, and potentially a new sovereign currency framework entirely outside Ecowas control. For Ecowas, this monetary rebellion is an existential crisis. A single currency system cannot function if major economies and resource-rich nations opt out. Without Guinea mineral wealth, including its dominant position in global markets, without the vast geographic expanse of the Sahelian nations, the vision of a unified West African monetary zone crumbles. The geopolitical message coming out of Guinea-Conakry is unequivocal. Political sovereignty without monetary sovereignty is an illusion. By saying no to the ECO, Doumbia and his Sahel alliance are redefining the terms of West African independence. And Guinea-Conakry has made it clear to them that they would rather have their own money that is controlled by them, not printed outside of Guinea, rather than to continue to have a currency that is backed, controlled, and manipulated by people. When we look at the ECO, it's pegged to the euro. And when you look at the clauses that are hidden, everything is still under the control and influence of France. Even though they preach this ECO to the whole world, that is going to be a freedom currency for African countries like those in the Francophone who are using this CFA franc. When people, analysts and experts analyze the whole thing, they realize that it's still the same thing but rebranded. And Guinea-Conakry has also seen the same pattern that Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, together with the analysts, say. So they have decided that it is time. If we Africans are deciding to be free, we need to be free. We do not have to have a currency that is printed in euro, that is pegged to the euro, that they still control, determining the fate, and not us having absolute control. They are thinking about how to get their own currency, like what Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso are doing. To print their own currency, be in charge of it, decide the fate of it. When things are not going on well, they know how to manipulate the currency in order to make the lives of their people better. Not to have a currency that even when things are difficult for us, the inflation and everything is still controlled. So it means that at the end of the day, the African hasn't changed anything. We only renamed it to police just a selective people who we have been pleasing for all these years. Nobody thought that Guinea would do this, because looking at the relationship Guinea has with France, everybody was expecting that if nobody would even do it, Guinea would do it. But Guinea has also seen the holes in this project called the ECO. For about 30 years, they have planned enrolling this ECO. And the simple reason that prevented them was as a result of all the countries not meeting the single requirement that they have set. But now, even though all of them still do not meet it, they still want to roll this thing out. Ouattara praised this ECO in the presence of Emmanuel Macron. So people were even asking, if Africans are deciding to have something, must it be in the presence of Macron? Why should the announcement be made in the presence of Macron? So within that environment, people started pointing fingers and seeing that there is some disconnection. Things were not adding up to people. We cannot say we want to do something to be free, yet we need the approval, or we need to say it in the presence of the same oppressor we claim was oppressing us and forcing us to save 50% of our reserves in their central banks. But we saw that Senegal, or the Ecowas chairperson, traveled to Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso to talk to them so they would join the project, which we know they have made their mind clear to ECOWAS that they will not want to have anything to do with them. And that was why they even decided to create their own currency. So if their currency is at the printing stage, why then do they need ECO for? Guinea is saying that if truly they are fighting for sovereignty, we should have our currency that is printed, controlled by us, and not to have people sitting outside of the continent still controlling whatever that happens. It means we are not sovereign people. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall. And united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world in Africa, West Africa, and in Guinea Conakry.